Hi everyone, Krzysztof the Polish Geek, and welcome to another movie review. But this time I'm reviewing a Polish movie, a new Polish animated movie actually, Orzełek Iggy, which in English it will translate to Eagle Iggy. Actually more like Little Eagle Iggy, because Orzełek means little eagle, while eagle is orzeł, but yes. Welcome to the review of a new Polish family animated movie, Orzełek Iggy, Iggy Eagle. Wait, Iggy?
His name is Iggy, and he's crazy about ripping...
Yeah, but I have to say, the first thing we gotta get the elephant out of the room first is the animation is not the best quality. It's pretty low budget animation. I mean, it's natural because it's to be expected, because Polish animation industry doesn't have a very high budget, so yes, it's natural that the animation isn't very high quality, but thankfully what it makes up for is a really good and compelling story with really likable and compelling characters. But the first thing about another thing about animation also gonna talk about is that it's actually quite interesting, because the characters are animated, but the actual backgrounds and all are actually live action, and it takes place on the live action background, and yeah, everything is live action but the actual characters, and the characters are birds. The main character, our little eagle, Iggy, and the story takes place in a fictional world of anthropomorphic birds, but they all forgot their ability how to fly, because they all got addicted to smartphones, tablets, and all the modern technology stuff, which is disturbingly real in the modern day. Actually has been real for many years at this point. We have a far bigger problem these days, AI, but that's kinda a different story altogether. But yes, the birds have been so addicted to the modern technology that they completely forgot their ability how to fly. But our main character, the eagle Iggy, he actually dreams of flying, and as a result he's considered an outcast and doesn't really have any friends at school. Instead has only one imaginary friend, Felix, whom he constantly communicates through his dream world that he creates in his head. And then while his parents love him, he doesn't have a very good contact with them, because again, it's his dream how to fly. And then a new girl named Eva comes to his school, and they become very close friends, but they're both seen as outcasts by the rest of their peers. And again, I think this is a really compelling story for the whole family. I love the great message about friendships and how family is important, but especially it's just so relevant to the modern day, how people have been completely addicted to technology and they completely don't get out in the real world and all. Yeah, this is so important. I really think that this movie totally deserves an international release. It sadly likely won't get it, but I think it totally deserves to, because again, this is very much a type of movie that lots of Western animated movies, especially made by Disney, very much fail to do these days, and it's doing what it's supposed to. It tells a really compelling story with really likable and well-written characters, and also has a pretty positive message, and the whole family can enjoy, can just gather up, sit together, and just have a really amazing time in this movie and completely be emotionally invested in it, and which is basically what those type of movies very much should do. Again, this should really get an international release, even if it sadly likely won't get, unless on streaming. But if it does ever come out on streaming, then I think that this is very much a perfect movie that you very much should see with your kids, actually, if you have kids. But yeah, if you have kids and have an opportunity, then I think Orzełek Iggy, Eagle Iggy, is very much type of movie that you very much should watch with your kids. Again, it has a really compelling story, really likable characters, and also a very important, positive and uplifting message about family, friendships, as well as how modern technology is basically rotting the brain of the people when we really should start be getting out more outside and actually trying to live in the real world as opposed to digital world, and how much very much it rots our brains. Again, the animation is pretty low budget and it very much shows in this movie, but when more important criteria, again, such as a really good story and great characters is met, then you can completely look past that admittedly pretty low quality, low budget animation. And this is very much it. This is the type of story that Disney used to tell. This is the type of a story that families with kids should actually be watching. This is the type of message that's actually positive and important in the modern world. So, once again, if you have an opportunity, which you likely won't if you don't live in Poland, but if you're Polish like me, then I will say it actually in Polish now. Jeżeli macie dzieci, absolutnie powinniście obejrzeć Orzełka Iggy. To zdecydowanie świetny film dla całej rodziny. And again, if you're not from Poland, then this movie is almost certainly not showing in your theaters, but if you do ever get an opportunity to watch it on streaming, then once again, I very much recommend it. And thank you, all of you, for checking out this review. Press the like button. Please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you then. Bye.